Welcome to our new series, the 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie.
All right, Soto, we both watched one other movie, so let's start off with you. Let's get away from this Happy Gilmore 2 talk. We got that comedy out of our system because curious about the first movie. At first, I thought is this like a superhero movie? I actually had to look it up. So tell me about the other movie that you saw this week. A little bit about it because I learned a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay. But what did you see? Why? And what did you think?
Well, yeah, no, it's definitely not Marvel's Nightcrawler, that's for sure. As you would think. How do you feel about Jake Gyllenhaal? I know we've seen Roadhouse. What are your feelings on Jake Gyllenhaal overall as an actor?
So, hard part is I don't think outside of Roadhouse, I don't think there's much recently in the last 10, 15 years that I've seen of his that I can think off the top of my head.
You've never seen Donnie Darko?
I said the last 10, 15 years. No, I'm talking about his more later career. But if you look at his earlier career, the Donnie Darko, even up, I say early, but like Jarhead, hell, even Bubble Boy, because he was pretty crazy in that one.
He was, yeah.
But in overall, there is a couple others, I think like Source Code. But anyhow, I'm just talking about the last 10, like things he's done the last 10, 15 years. Not so old school.
Broke back.
I didn't have a problem with that, but that's a different story.
That's a great movie, like very well acted. Ang Lee directed that.
He did. Overall, he picks obviously very different, very weird roles, and I don't think he totally sticks to one genre outside of just sometimes he's just really out there. So he's a great actor, but some of his choices make you question. So I'll leave it at that.
Kind of creepy.
Correct.
Like kind of creepy.
Yeah, he's definitely done a lot of those. But he's also done Day After Tomorrow with Dennis Quaid, which he forgot Dennis Quaid played his father.
That's my God. Well, I'll tell you. If creepy Jake Gyllenhaal is your vibe, Nightcrawler is for you. And for everybody listening, it is available on Tubi currently. If you like sitting through 15 gajillion commercials, it is on there. So Nightcrawler basically follows Jake Gyllenhaal's character. I believe his name is Lou. And he's just kind of a shit ass. But then he picks up through just, serendipity or whatever because of movie reasons. He gets into the whole idea of being like videotaping people in like car accidents and stuff like that, like trying to beat the news to these crime scenes. And so this movie takes place in LA. And one of my biggest kind of awesome things I like watching in movies is I'm from Los Angeles, so watching Los Angeles at night in movies is like one of my favorite things. I love Drive, and Heat does some great LA night movies. Anytime that there's Los Angeles at night, it just is so nostalgic to me. And this movie does Los Angeles at night very well. And so we follow Jake Gyllenhaal's character, and he's just, if it's a brutal like car crash, he's trying to beat other sort of guys who are trying to basically film these crime scenes, but then they sell them to local news stations, if that makes sense. And they try to negotiate with them and everything like that. So it's a shitty ass like nighttime job, but it's perfect for Jake Gyllenhaal's character. And so he eventually starts escalating these situations and getting more and more into like these crime scenes, and to be honest, at some point even kind of helping stage some of these so that he gets better shots. So there's like one situation where like a car accident just happened. He's got this police scanner. He gets there first. Nobody's there. No cops, no ambulance, no firefighters. And he's trying to shoot the shot, and like the person had just been ejected from their car, but he like takes them by the legs and like drags them in so that they get like a better lighting situation, so that he can like videotape it and sell it to local news, because that sells. And Sarah was kind of like, oh my God, like you would never see violent shit like this in New England like news. You don't, but in California you do. Or at least when I was growing up, California did not give a fuck. Crime scenes, people getting shot, all that stuff was always on the news, and you saw it, and it was a big deal, and it was like driving their ratings. And so, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal just dives more and more into this world, and his sociopathic tendencies just are on full display. and he's a really, like, honestly, like, a terrible character. Like, there is nothing redeeming about him. He's super creepy. He talks like wicked professionally all the time, and he's just got them big ass, like, just crazy eyes. And we just follow his journey through there as his obsession becomes more and more, and he makes more and more money, and he really pushes it to the limit, and ultimately ends up in a ridiculous finale. But for spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen this, I'm going to reference this because I reference it all the time. If you hear me talking about movies, I always talk about Marty McFly, right? Who Marty doesn't learn anything in the first Back to the Future. Like, he doesn't have a character arc, right? He pretty much is Marty McFly, and he's trying to get back. And so when your main character has that, as I've said many times, then that means that the director is saying that you should be more like the main character. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal's character does not have a story arc at all. He is a disgusting human being throughout this entire movie, and he is rewarded for all of his terrible behavior throughout this entire movie. And with that being said, this movie actually was kind of fucking good. It was well shot, I thought. It was well written. And just the overall kind of vibe of it and everything was really, really well done. I enjoyed this movie a lot. I don't know if I'll ever see this movie again. Maybe I would, like, if it was on Blu-ray with no commercials and I was just in the kind of mood for this, because it's a very moody LA movie. But Jake Gyllenhaal does a great job of being an absolute sociopath in this film, and really does carry it, and it's done really well. And I'd say it's definitely one of the better movies that I've seen this year for sure.
So the main question is, how much better of a movie that you've seen recently? And Jake Gyllenhaal definitely plays creepy well. And
Whatever.
The way you explain it, like, I can see it. Like, he can be such a dark personality, and I think that's why he succeeds at it. And yes, like I said, I think we
he's
talked about
wicked dark in this movie.
Yeah, there's movies. We kind of did this thing about Nick Cage. There are some film choices you look at, you're like, what the fuck were you thinking? But he has some talent.
Yeah.
I will say Jake Gyllenhaal is a lot better of an actor, and I'm just saying actor. Range of emotions.
And Nicolas Cage?
Yes.
Doesn't Nicolas Cage have an Oscar?
Yeah, Leaving Las Vegas. So I think, look,
I can't say Jake Gyllenhaal is a better actor and he doesn't have an Oscar. Nicolas Cage does. I hate to defend Nicolas Cage right now, by the way. I hate that I'm in this position, but he did win an Oscar.
That was an Academy pick, and yes, Nick Cage can be good. And that was a different time. Great. He did one movie where he showed range, where he basically played an alcoholic all movie. Let's be honest.
He did, dude. Yes, he did great. I believed it.
Yes,
I thought he really was.
He's got one.
Okay,
I'm talking about that. We're getting off topic here. Tell me too.
They both play psychos really well, though, right?
This is true.
Like,
oh my god, they need to start a movie together. Maybe they have it. I can't think of it. But anyhow, back. So
but like they both have crazy eye for days. Holy shit, they have crazy eye.
So yes, one of the better movies you've seen. But the question is, how much is this in like your top 10, top 20? Am I overshooting?
No, it's definitely it's in my top 20. That's for sure. As I look at this, it's in my top 20. And I actually kind of have to look at this a little bit more, but I think this is going to be a good place for this. And I think it fits perfectly well. This is a great pairing. So I know I will move this list around, but I think these two will kind of be married together. It's going to be right under Unhinged, and it's going to be number 18.
Better than Ballerina.
Hey, Ballerina had some really good action scenes, and I will watch Ballerina again when it's available, only because that's a great action movie that you want to see on Blu-ray, and you want it to be visually interesting. I always find, and you let me know if you feel the same way too. I love going to the movies. I love watching movies. It's my favorite way to watch a movie, as long as there's no other people really. But like, because nothing beats like an empty theater that you just have it all to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, I feel like when I watch a Blu-ray at my house, it looks better than it did when I was in the theater. Like at least like the fidelity of the image and it just clearer. That's how I feel about like, movies nowadays. So if I see something in the theater, I'm gonna really look forward to seeing it at home because I think it's gonna look better. And Ballerina, when it's free, I'm not renting it. I already paid money for it. It'll be like a random Saturday, Sunday night. Well, I'll definitely watch Ballerina again. But Nightcrawler, I gotta give it its credit because it's got a vibe. And I've said this a lot, obviously, in these almost 60 movies that I've talked about, but it's got a cool vibe. It's done really, really well. The subject matter sucks. Like the main character you don't really root for, but the movie is good. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, yes.
And
100%.
that's how you know a movie is, because that's your natural inclination is to root for the main character. You put yourself in the main character's shoes and whatever happens to the main character, you're going up and down with it. But if a movie can still be good and you don't like the main character is like loathsome, which Jake Gyllenhaal's character is, that's a sign of a pretty damn good movie.
Not many movies like that I can think of offhand. I mean, I'm sure
You hate the main character because you hate everything they stand for. Yeah,
but yeah, it is still a good movie. Correct. It's tough.
I still like walked away and I was like, that was good. Like when the credits rolled, I was like, that was good.
That's all that matters.
Well done.
As long as you enjoy it.